Failed my senior year and had to go back, had a choice. You can go back, or we can, and Miss Corrine Young, I love you. She blessed me, brothers. Miss Corrine Young, I failed my senior year, all on David. And I had the choice, get my diploma in the mail or go back to school. Again, God, everything in my life has been charging me for this, for such a time as this. So I go back for a second senior year at my local high school where everybody knows you. And Miss Young said when she was announcing grades at the end of that year when we're all getting ready to graduate. And I know at least somebody in that room copied off me on the bus. So I'm going, shoot, when they called the M's and she was going to graduate, I'm like, yeah. And she said, did I miss anybody? And I was like, you missed me. And this is, again, when we deal with things traumas that can become places of overcomers. We take trauma and we put it all into one negative basket and we leave it there. But some traumatic experiences are intended to grow us into the men and women that we become. We've allowed psychology and other people, and even in the church, to make us believe that every traumatic experience is something that you get to hold on to like a bag, and it's the reason that you are who you are. That's why you scream at people. That's why you're negative. That's why we use them like that. But in this moment, as a 17, 18-year-old kid, in front of the whole class being told, oh yeah, by the way, you're not gonna graduate. And like most people like you'll probably opt to get your diploma in the mail. You can take summer school and you can finish this course in 2 months and you can get your diploma in the mail.
Interesting that she chose to do it in that way. You know, it would never obviously be done that way in this day and age.
Right.
You know, interesting. You know, to me that she just decided she was going to do that in front of the whole class.
Greatness, and I'm not saying that I am, but what God has called me to be great. David's in the field. David is a field hand watching sheep. God calls him from the field to come before Samuel to be anointed in front of his brothers who are already jealous of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's anointed in front of them and sent back to the field.
Come on.
David kills Goliath and goes back to the field on the biggest stage ever, and then he goes back to the field. David's sins are made known to everyone, and he's still got to go sit on the throne, even after he runs and hides and does everything he does. And sometimes God will allow those to whom much is given, much is required.